Namah. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhudale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Namini Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Vishesha Shunyavati Ashati Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tatbhaktaya Namo Namah. Hare Krishna. So yesterday we were just quickly going through Gauranga Mahaprabhu's pastimes, that is Little Nimai, and then we finished the Adi Lila and Madhya Lila almost, right? So defeating Digvijay Pandit and Nimai becoming a great scholar and all that. So today we'll see the Adi Lila just a little bit, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu becomes, Nimai becomes Sri Krishna Chaitanya by accepting sannyas. So he accepted sannyas from a Mayavadi sannyasi, Keshav Bharati, and because those times only Mayavadi sannyasis were available, not Vaishnavas. But then he is Krishna himself acting as a devotee, but then he accepted sannyas from Mayavadi sannyasis so that all the Mayavadis can be converted to devotees. So in the history, if you take, a lot of Mayavadis have become devotees, but none of the devotees have become Mayavadis. So because Mayavadis just have the impersonal feature, the Brahman form in their mind, but a devotee is associating with the personal form of the Lord. So he accepts sannyas. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so handsome. He was having so curly hair and so golden color complexion, and all his limbs were so big, and he was very nice. His physical appearance was so attractive that his hair was so smooth. And when if someone takes sannyas, they have to shave their head. So there was a person called to shave his head, and then the Baba, just by touching the hair of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, got Krishna Prem, because he is Krishna with the mood of Radharani, and he gives Krishna Prem freely to everyone. So finally he had to do his job, but then after he finished shaving, he got Krishna Prem, and then he became a pure devotee. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, immediately after receiving sannyas, wanted to go to Vrindavan, and he was in that mood. That Sachi Mata stopped him. Please don't go to Vrindavan. Stay in Jagannath Puri so that I can get news about you. Navadeva Jagannath Puri was nearby. And Nityananda Prabhu wanted to mislead Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Instead of going to Vrindavan, he made him go to this Shantipur. This was Krishna know everything, but Krishna just accepted for the pleasure of his devotees. And Nityananda Prabhu took him to Shantipur, and Shantipur he met Advaita Acharya. Advaita Acharya, his home was in Shantipur, and Advaita Acharya invited Sachi Mata also to cook for him, for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and a feast was arranged. And then the feast was arranged, and there was a nice pastimes there. So Sachi Mata didn't get love of Godhead. All the others got love of Godhead. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave it to everyone. But his own mother was always weeping and crying that her husband passed away. Her elder son took sannyas. Now her second son also took sannyas. So she was so sad. She was not getting the love of Godhead. Why? Because she did some kind of a small offense to Advaita Acharya, that she offended him by words, by saying that my elder son and younger son took sannyas because of Advaita Acharya. But that was not the thing. But then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, since she did Vaishnava Aparad, she need to ask forgiveness from Advaita Acharya. And finally, hearing this, Advaita Acharya fainted, and at that time Sachi Mata came running, took the dust from Advaita Acharya's feet and took it on her head. She immediately got Krishna Prem. She got delivered. And the sannyasis will have a danda or a stick they used to hold, and the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's need not have a stick because he's Krishna. So Balram, that is Nityananda Prabhu, broke the danda one day into 3 pieces and said, you don't need a danda anymore. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started traveling all over the South India. He visited so many places. He met a lot of devotees. He was always in ecstasy. when he see Ganges river, he used to fall into it and thinking that that's Yamuna, but that's not, it was not Yamuna, but he was in that field, that Vipralamba Bhav, in separation from Vrindavan, that wherever he looked, he saw Vrindavan. He was in separation, that he was in ecstasy, in Bhava stage, we can't imitate, and he used to jump into the river, and people had to go and take him, rescue him, and come. So there was a devotee called Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya who spoke Vedanta Sutra for 7 days, and he said the Mayavadi Bhashya, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just listened. He didn't ask any questions. And then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is like, why can't you ask some questions? I've been speaking Vedanta Sutra for 7 days. And finally, the Lord started explaining the Vedanta Sutra in a nice way. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is like, who are you? You're not normal person. And he showed his Shadbhuja form, the 6-handed form, you can see. With 2 hands, he's holding the flute, showing that he's Krishna. With another 2 hands, he has the bow and arrow, showing that he is Ram. And in other 2 hands, he has the Kamandalu and Danda. That means he is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So all in one. So all are the same, right? So then finally he went to the Jharkhand forest. Dule Dule Gaurachand Hari Guna Gai. All the wild animals started chanting Hari 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 Hari, and in ecstasy. And then he met Roopa Goswami once, and you know, Roopa Goswami is the author of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, or Nectar of Devotion and Nectar of Instruction. So many books we have. So he surrendered to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and wrote Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So this was translated by Srila Prabhupada to English, a great transcendental literature. And his brother, elder brother Sanatan Goswami, also came to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was in jail put by Hussein Shah, the emperor, but then he somehow escaped. And in the house of Chandrasekhar Acharya, he met Mahaprabhu. And again, Mahaprabhu instructed Sanatan Goswami also. So Sanatan Goswami and Roopa Goswami both went to Vrindavan and wrote a lot of literatures on Vaishnavism and excavated the Vrindavan place. So they were completely surrendered to Mahaprabhu. I'm just saying in short. So there was another devotee called Ramachandra Puri, and he used to invite all the Vaishnavas into his home to give prasad. But he used to offend the Vaishnavas also. So once Mahaprabhu, who's Jagannath himself, he used to eat chappan bhog, right? So he was given a lot of prasad, and he kept on compelling, eat. And Mahaprabhu's like, enough. But still, so much Ramachandra Puri gave that Mahaprabhu had it. And after the prasad, Ramachandra Puri used to criticize, you're a sannyasi and how much are you eating? So that was kind of a Vaishnava aparadh happening. This is Pragashananda Saraswati, another Mayavadi sannyasi, and he never chant the holy name. They learn the Vedanta Sutras and all the Puranas. The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was just chanting the Hare Krishna, not giving importance to much of the Vedanta Sutras. So when they all were invited in one place, Mahaprabhu sat separately and he didn't mingle with the Mayavadi sannyasis. So everyone were looking at Mahaprabhu. There was a glow coming because he's Krishna. They all got attracted to him. And Prakashananda Saraswati is like, why are you sitting here? Come, mix with us. And why are you only chanting Hare Krishna and dancing? Why are you doing this? Study the Vedanta Sutra. And Mahaprabhu said, my guru said that I'm full number 1. So just chant Hare Krishna. No need to study the Vedas, because he's showing us by example that in Kali Yuga, the best method is chanting the holy name. Yes, for us, we are conditioned soul, we need Shastric studies as well. And finally, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu meets Ramananda Rai. Ramananda Rai is the one who's Vishaka Sakhi, who came as Arjuna in Dwapara Yuga, and the same person came as Ramananda Rai in Kali Yuga, when Lord came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Ramananda Rai was a great devotee, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was a Brahmana, he was a sannyasi, renunciant. But on the other hand, Ramananda Rai was a Shudra, Governor, Grihastha, but still they are pure devotees and they embraced each other. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked so many questions to Ramananda Rai. He never discussed Ras Leela or about Radharani with anyone except Ramananda Rai, because he is Vishaka Sakhi. And there he showed the form that Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nahi Anya, that there's no difference between Radha Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this was the form showed to Ramananda Rai, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became 2, Radha and Krishna. And Ramananda Rai is like, what am I seeing? are you Krishna? Are you Radha? Are you both? I mean, and Mahaprabhu's like, what? I'm not showing anything. What are you seeing? You're pure devotee. That's why you are able to see your Lord. So finally, Ramananda Rai understood that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than Radha Krishna. And this form was so shown only to Ramananda Rai. So he's a great devotee. Later on, at the age of 24, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas, and rest 24 years, 48 years was his pastimes. Then rest 24 years, he was in Jagannath Puri. So Jagannath, as we know, is in separation from Radharani, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna, but in the bhav of Radharani in separation from Krishna. So there is a vipralambha bhav there, a mood of separation. And Sachi Mata also told Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he took sannyas, don't go to Vrindavan, stay in Jagannath Puri. So in Jagannath Puri, there used to be Radha Yatra, and then the Jagannath used to be pulled. And that time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu danced in ecstasy in front of Jagannath and used to cry. And once Mataji wanted to take darshan of Jagannath, but then she could not take darshan. There was so much of crowd, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu standing near a Garuda stamba or a pillar, and then she climbed on top of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to take darshan. Mahaprabhu was so pleased by her service. And then there is something called the Gundicha temple, where Jagannath after a Yatra will be taken to a temple, and the marjanam or the cleaning of the temple happened by Mahaprabhu and his associates. And when Mahaprabhu was cleaning the temple, the devotees used to throw water on him. There was like Abhishek, and then the whole temple was cleaned. So we should not feel that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is different. No. How in Goloka Vrindavan there's Radha Krishna and the Sakhis, similarly, these gopis, they came as the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Radha Krishna in a combined form came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So all glories to Harinam Sankirtan, all glories to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who came in Kali Yuga in a combined form. That means he is more merciful than Radha Krishna and more easy to approach. And just by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, by chanting the Panchatattva mantra, Gauranga, we'll definitely go back, because that's his mercy. So much of mercy. So all of you should take this opportunity, especially in Gaura Purnima, and do a lot of devotional service. Okay. And then if possible, visit Mangalore, those who are nearby. So otherwise you can take online darshan also. There'll be Abhishek and all that, and try to take fast just till evening, right? And then you get a lot of mercy on that particular day. So Mahaprabhu is the only one who can give you Krishna prem. Krishna can give Krishna prem, but Mahaprabhu can give, because he's in a combined form of Radha and Krishna. Okay, so we finished till 27 to 28 sloka. So we'll continue with the rest of the slokas today of chapter 11. Okay, Hare Krishna. Okay, so it was universal form. Now Krishna just gave the trailer. He didn't yet. He showed the universal form, and also he showed that all the Kauravas and everyone were going inside his mouth, right? And then he was showing that they were going inside his mouth, and it shows three things. What are the things it specified that by showing the Kauravas go inside the universal form? Quick recap. Yes.
That the war was just a depiction. It had already happened, and Arjuna was just the instrument to show what is going to happen. And second, he showed that they will conquer and Kaurava will lose the battle. So it's like giving them a confidence.
Yes.
And that Krishna is he has already decided what is going to happen, and just merely depiction of things what he has already planned, and it is happening exactly the same way.
Okay, and also that they're going to get moksha, right? All of them are going to get moksha. They're going back to Krishna, and all of them came from Krishna. He's the source of everything. All these get exposed just by showing that all the people were going inside Krishna's mouth. Okay, the 29th sloka. And so again, continuing, Arjuna is saying, I see all people rushing in full speed into your mouth as the moths dash to destruction in a blazing fire. You've seen this, especially raining time, these small flies, the moths, they come. And even when you keep it in a street light, you can see a lot of flies coming, the moths coming, get so attracted. but it's so hot that in the moment they go near the light and they touch it, they are burned and they die. So, but initially they get attracted. So all of them die. So, and they don't go in one or two, they go in a group. All these flies, they go in a group and live so much around. So similarly, Arjuna saw all of them going in groups in Krishna's mouth, and definitely they're going to die. But then they're fortunate in the sense, it's Krishna's special mercy and arrangement that in his presence, or because they are killed by him, by the Lord, they get moksha. But that's Sayuja Mukti. Oh Vishnu, I see you're devouring all people from all sides with your flaming mouths, covering all the universe with your effulgence. You are manifest with terrible scorching rays. So much of effulgence, like 1,000 suns, right? That's the comparison given. Oh Lord of Lords, so fierce of form, please tell me who you are. Now Arjuna is like, who are you? I offer my obeisances unto you. Please be gracious to me. You are the premier Lord. I want to know about you, for I do not know what your mission is. No? So now Arjuna, being in Sakyaras, being the associate of the Lord, is saying, I don't know you. Even Brahma was praying to the Lord. Brahma was saying, I don't know you. Who are we? Who are we, just a conditioned soul, to say that I know everything about Krishna? No, that person is lying, because nobody can know the Lord. He's unlimited, right? Unless the Lord reveals to you. The Lord is merciful and reveals to you, Swayam eva spuratyada. We can't force the Lord. But then again, Arjuna is asking, what is your mission and why? So Arjuna asked for the form. And why did Krishna show the universal form? What were the 3 reasons? 2 or 3 reasons.
To establish Krishna's divinity for all.
Yes, to show how great Krishna is. Yes, and then?
To set a criteria for in the
future, right? You're having network issue, Mataji. Yes, so in the future, your voice was getting cut. Okay, so in future, that is in Kali Yuga, many will post that I am God, so we can just get cut through it. And also Arjuna requested, and Arjuna and also Krishna wanted to prove in practical, right? Theory was there, and to convince the common people, Krishna is not an ordinary person. Okay, and now Arjuna, in great fear, asked 2 questions. What are the 2 questions he's asking? Who are you and what is your mission, right? So Arjuna know who Krishna is and his mission, but it's for us. Why Arjuna is asking this question? Arjuna know his Krishna as his friend and supreme personality of Godhead, right? But he was puzzled by the various forms exhibited by Krishna. And actually, it's actually the Yoga Maya covering. Why did Parikshit Maharaj ask so many questions? Shukadev Goswami, so that Srimad Bhagavatam can come. Why did the sages of Naimisharanya ask Sudha Goswami the question? All these are because for us. They already know, they are all eternal associates of the Lord. It's for us. So actually, who are you and what is your mission? These were the 2 questions. Okay, now in verses 32 to 34, it is read, Kalosmi loga kshayakrit. Kalosmi means I'm the time. So Krishna is the time, and Krishna says, become my instrument. In the sense, Kala, or the time factor, destroys everything eternally, finally. Krishna is the time. When we say, I don't have time to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna is the time, right? If you desire, if you really want to chant, definitely. All the devotees, great devotees, also have 24 hours in life. But how are they using it? They are not wasting. Avyarta kalatvam. That's a stage of a bhava, stage of a devotee, where a devotee keeps checking whether he's losing his time, or where did I waste my time? I'm not doing anything in Krishna consciousness. What is that? Because we all have so much time, but we don't prioritize things. So when you prioritize Krishna, Krishna will expand time for a devotee. In the sense, he is time, not expanding literally means 24 hours. Somehow he'll make sure that you have enough time to do devotional service, but you should be sincerely desiring it. The Blessed Lord said, time I am, destroyer of the worlds, and I have come to engage all people. With the exception of you, the Pandavas, all the soldiers here on both sides will be slain. Okay, except Pandavas, all of them are going to be killed. That's what Krishna says. Tasmat tvam uttishta yasho labasva jitva shatrun bhungshva rajyam samriddham mayaivedin nihata purvam eva nimittamatram bhavasapyasachin. Just become an instrument. Therefore, get up and prepare to fight. After conquering your enemies, you will enjoy the flourishing kingdom. They are already put to death by my arrangement, and you, O Savyasachin, can be an instrument in the fight. So what is Krishna saying? Get up and fight. I have already killed them. Already it's done. You just have to take the name, just come and be an instrument. So when you start becoming an instrument in the Lord's hand, then life is smooth. And when we try to do it in our own way, then everything goes for a flop and we get frustrated and angry. No, so becoming an instrument is the best way. So Prabhupada says, I'm your puppet in your hand, Krishna. Dronam cha bhishman cha jayadritam cha karnam tatanyan api yoda viran maya hatam stam jahima vyadista yuddha svacheshta si rane sapatnan. Drona, Bhishma, Jayadratha, Karna and other great warriors have already been destroyed by me. Therefore, kill them, do not be disturbed. Simply fight and you will vanquish your enemies in the battle. Already Krishna established in the second chapter that the soul doesn't have birth or death. You're just, anyway, they're going to transmigrate, Bhishma, Drona, all of them. So Krishna now says that I've already killed them. He showed also, gave the proof. Now all of them were going inside Krishna's mouth. So now don't get disturbed, just fight. Do your karma as a Kshatriya. So Arjuna don't want to fight, but still he do it for Krishna's satisfaction, Krishna's pleasure. That is what a devotee does. That's why there's no sin in coming to Arjuna, because he did for Krishna's pleasure. Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam. When we do for Krishna's satisfaction, he is a Kshatriya, he can do it, not for us. In Kali Yuga, we are supposed to please the Lord by Harinam Sankirtan. Krishna answers Arjuna's question. Time I am. He asked, who are you? So that is time, that is Kala Rupa. And he asked, what is the mission? To destroy everything, all the people except Pandavas. So Krishna answers that I am the time, that is the time factor, Kala Rupa. And so in the universal form, there was Kala Rupa also, where it's a destruction. It shows the destruction part. And all of them except Pandavas, they get basically destroyed. Pandavas are eternal associates of the Lord. So it indicates even if Arjuna did not want to fight, they will anyway die. So Arjuna just have to become an instrument, right? So Katha Upanishad says, all Brahmanas, Kshatriyas and everyone else are devoured like a meal by the Supreme as the all-devouring giant. Krishna, I have already destroyed all your enemies, Krishna says, and become my instrument and fight and win glory. So Arjuna's motivation is to fulfill Lord's desire. Pure devotees, they carry out something which is fulfilling Lord's desire. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati's desire was to establish Krishna consciousness abroad. Where is that desire coming from? It's Krishna's desire. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Prithivitya che nagara degram, sarvatra prajar hoya mora naam. Right? He said, every town and village, my name will be spread. That is Krishna's name. And A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada carried it, that order. So that order was his Guru's order, the Parampara's order. It was in fact Krishna's order. So pure devotees, they do something which is Krishna's order. So Krishna is saying Arjuna to fight. And so Arjuna is fulfilling Lord's desire. Lord could have just done, but just like that. But then he wants his devotees to be glorified. He wants Arjuna to be glorified. So that's Lord's plan, very specific in material world. Sign of intelligence to recognize that the whole world is moving under the Lord's will. Fool's mentality is that no plan behind the creation. They think everything is automatic and all are accidental formation. They think everyone was created accidentally. And scientists say perhaps or maybe, right? They're not sure. So that's like frog philosophy. They're not sure. They are mental speculating. And he said, Nimittamatram bhava savyasachin, just become an instrument, right? Now, a poet writes beautiful poem, or an artist do a lot of nice painting on the canvas. So if the painting brush or the pen start doing its own work, then it doesn't work that way. But if it becomes an instrument, then it beautiful poetry or beautiful artwork comes out, right? So that's what Krishna says. And Savyasachin means one who fights ambidextrously. That means with left or right hand. Some children, they write with right hand and left hand sometimes, right? So that means Savyasachin means who can fight. He is excellent in both the ways, Arjuna. Arjuna's trembling prayers is from 35 to 40, and then Arjuna begs forgiveness for his offenses because he saw practically who Krishna is. And Arjuna fearfully requests Krishna to again reveal his two-armed form as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So once he saw the universal form, now he'll sell the four-handed form and the two-handed form, right? Sanjaya said to Dhritarashtra, "O king, after hearing these words from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Arjuna trembled, fearfully offered obeisances with folded hands, and began flatteringly to speak as follows." So this is the bhav change I told you outside Vrindavan. Now Arjuna was in Sakyaras, now came to Dasya form. Folded hands, he began to pray. "O Rishikesha," Rishikesha means master of senses, "the world becomes joyful upon hearing your name, and thus everyone becomes attached to you. Although the perfected being offer you the respectful homage, the demons are afraid and they flee here and there. All this is rightly done." Right? So even the demigods, they wanted to see the two-handed form, and everyone is attracted to the Lord, but they are afraid. The demons are afraid of the Lord, and they flee here and there. "O great one who stands above even Brahma, you are the original master. He is the supreme creator, right? And why should they not offer their homage unto you, O limitless one, O refuge of the universe? You are invisible source, the cause of all cause, sarva karana karanam, transcendental to this material manifestation. He is Sachidananda Swarup, right? The Lord. You're the original personality of Godhead. You are only sanctuary of this manifested cosmic world. You know everything. You are all that is knowable. You are above the material modes. That's why he is called transcendental. Above, that is Shuddha Sattvagan, whole limitless form. This whole cosmic manifestation is pervaded by you. Now Arjuna is glorifying the universal form. You are air, you are the supreme controller, you are fire, you are water, you are the moon, you are Brahma, the first living creature, and you are the great grandfather. I therefore offer my obeisances unto you 1,000 times and yet again and again. So even Brahma, the secondary creator, came from the Lord. We know the Garbhodakshai Vishnu, Snavel, he came, right? So he is Prapitamaha, great grandfather, the Lord. Krishna says, "Aham bija pradapita." Obeisance to you from front, from behind, and from all sides, O unbounded power. You are the master of limitless might. You are all pervading, and thus you are everything. So the universal form convinced not only Arjuna. Arjuna was already convinced, but for the ordinary people that yes, Krishna is the source of everything. You are the unlimited rest of everything and all knowledge. You are the essence of everything. That means he's the source, and I offer my obeisances from front, behind, and all sides. So Arjuna is giving the prayers to Krishna's universal form. And now he says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I have called you, hey Krishna, hey Yadava, hey Saka, but please forgive me. In the past, I have in the past addressed you as, oh Krishna, oh Yadava, oh my friend, without knowing your glories. Please forgive whatever I may have done in madness or in love. I have dishonored you many times while relaxing or while lying on the same bed or eating together, sometimes alone, sometimes in front of many friends. Please excuse me for all my offense." So that's how the Sakyaras just get shifted to Dasya form. But in Vrindavan, it's not this way, right? It's Shuddha Sakyaras happening. So here Arjuna is asking for forgiveness. Okay, so he's saying you are the father of the complete cosmic manifestation of moving and non-moving. You are its worshipful chief, the supreme spiritual master. No one is greater than you, nor can anyone be one with you. How then could there be anyone greater than you within the three worlds, O Lord of immeasurable power? So which is the sloka which says, no one is greater than the Lord? Anyone remember? I'll give a clue. It's from the 7th chapter. That no one is greater than the Lord. No one can be equal to him. Matta paradaram nanyat kinjidasti dhananjaya mai sarvamitam protam sutre manigana iva. 7th chapter, 7th sloka says that Krishna is the supreme and nobody is above him, nobody is equal to him. Okay, anyone know this pastime? Where is Krishna showing this? Like all these four-handed form coming from the Gopas. Which is this pastime? After whom? To whom is Krishna showing this form? And after which, very good, Brahma Vimohan Leela. Yes, so Lord Brahma captured the calves and the cowherd boys. And then when he came back, he saw Krishna again playing with the boys. So who are they? These boys were all the Lord himself expanded. And Krishna shows, see, these are all my form. And Brahma got bewildered. And Brahma returns all the cowherd boys and friends. And then he says, you are the Supreme Lord to be worshipped by every living being. Thus I fall down to offer you my respectful obeisances and ask you mercy. As a father tolerates the impudence of his son, a friend, the impatience of a friend, or a husband, the familiarity of his wife, please tolerate the wrongs I may have done to you. So the comparison is given, and Arjuna is like, please forgive me whatever mistake I have done. But Krishna, he is just doing his pastime. And after seeing the universal form, which I have never seen before, I'm gladdened. But at the same time, my mind is disturbed also with fear. A devotee doesn't want to see the universal form. You can't have this dasi, Sakya, Valsalya, and Madhurya rest with these universal form, right? So to have a special bondage with the Lord, it has to be the 200 shams in their form, which is the sweetest form. Therefore, please bestow your grace upon me and reveal again your form as the personality of Godhead, O Lord of Lords, or a God of universe. Now Arjuna is asking Krishna, enough. Now I don't want to see. I just want to see that original form of yours. No, enough. Because a devotee, because this form is temporary. The universal form is transcendental, but it's temporary. It's not in the spiritual world. And Krishna doesn't exhibit universal form to everyone. What Yashodamaya saw in the mouth, the universe, and what Duryodhan saw was just a trailer, half of it. But it's Arjuna who saw the whole form. And now Arjuna is like, enough, I don't want to see this anymore. So request to withdraw the fearsome form and reveal the form as personality of Godhead. So Arjuna requests to see the four-handed form, indicates that all forms are one with Krishna. So first, the universal form, next he come to the four-handed form instead of directly coming to two-hand, because Arjuna also wanted to prove that even Narayan, the four-handed form, is the expansion from Krishna. So the four-handed form, everything coming from the two-handed Krishna. And different Narayanas are named according to the different configuration of the four hands. You see the Vaikuntha planets, there is Aniruddha, Pradyumna, Vasudeva, and all that. It's based on the lotus, the conch shell, the club, and all they are holding in different hands. Based on that, the Narayans are given different names. Indicate Arjuna is afraid and joyful simultaneously. He's happy, but he's again afraid. Joyful because he's gladdened by knowing his friend's opulence as the pure devotional service and the supreme personality of Godhead, and his ability to show the universal form. Right? Afraid because so many offenses are committed. Right? Oh Krishna, I didn't know you are the Supreme Lord. When you meet your childhood friend after a long time, and you call him by nickname, or you have these hi, but very nice relationship. No, it's not formal. It's very informal relationship you have. But later on, you come to know that person is like a high court judge or something, some of a great position. And then everyone comes and respects him. And we're like, oh, I called you by nickname and I joked with you, had fun with you. I was cutting jokes with you. Now I came to know you are in such a big position. So it's like that. The old friend comes and says sorry. But what will the other friend do? He doesn't, because the friendship is different and the formal relation is different, right? But then you feel like, oh, did I offend that person? No, that friendship gets disturbed a little bit because the position is like that. So Arjuna, after seeing the universal form, was afraid that, oh, I have committed so many offenses to Krishna. So he was joyful also because he understood Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. Not only he, everyone else could understand. The universal form is a temporary form, but the Vaikuntha form is transcendental and four-handed and eternal. Universal form is also transcendental because Krishna's form, everything is transcendental, not material, but it's temporary, okay, just for time being. And Krishna can assume any form, as he's asked here to show his Narayan form. He can take any form. He can even enter the atom. Andandarasta paramanu chayandarastam. He can go to an atom. He can take a fish form. He can take a boar form, anything he likes. But it's all transcendental, not like us. We are forced to take a form by our karma. But for Krishna, he's aloof. Kirtinam gadinam chakrahastam ichchami tvam drashtam aham tadaiva tenaiva rupena chaturbhujena Sahasrabaho Bhava Vishwamurte. O universal form, O thousand-armed Lord, I wish to see you in your four-armed form, with helmeted head and with club, wheel, conch shell, and lotus flower in your hands. I long to see you in that form. So Arjuna also asked that Krishna, I want to see the four-armed form, right? Not directly two-armed, and also to prove that he is the source of Narayan. Only pure devotees can see Krishna's two-armed form. Otherwise, it's difficult. Krishna withdraws his universal form, and then later on, in the other verse, Krishna shows Arjuna his four-armed form, and finally, his two-armed form. So Krishna's two-armed form can be directly seen only through pure undivided devotional service. Right? This two-armed form is the greatest form. Sometimes people think that the universal form is great and that's the eternal form. No, that's just temporary. Right? The two-armed form can be seen only with prema janacharita bhakti vilojanena, undivided devotional service. So the two-hand form is the Shamsundar form in Golok Vrindavan. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, happily have I shown you by my internal potency the supreme universal form within the material world. No one before you have ever seen this perennial form, unlimited and full of glaring effulgence. So the Lord says that, Arjuna, I've shown the universal form, and in this form, no one have seen, right? So that we have explained. O best of Kuru warriors, no one before you have ever seen this universal form of mine, for neither by studying the Vedas, nor by performing sacrifice, nor by charity or similar activities can this form be seen. Only you have seen it, because Arjuna is a devotee and a friend of Krishna and very dear associate of the Lord. Right? Then he shows his four-handed form. You can see Shankha Chakra Gada Padma. Sa Shankha Chakram Sakirida Kundalam Sapita Vasram Saraseru Hekshanam Sahara Vakshastala Shobikaustubam Namami Vishnum Shirasa Chaturpuja. So in the Chaturpuja form, the four-handed form, this is how he appeared to Devaki and Vasudeva, right? Initially, the Lord, that's the Chaturpuja form. So sometimes people say Krishna is just an incarnation of Vishnu, the 8th avatar, 9th avatar. All that is just proved wrong, because it said, Etecham Sakala Pumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. He is Swayam Bhagavan. And here it proves, like after showing the four-handed form, Krishna could have stopped. But then he showed the two-handed form, saying that, Arjuna, this is my eternal form. That means Krishna is avataring, the source. Even Narayan is an expansion. Ma te vyata macha vitu Vimuda bhavo drishtva rupam goram idran mametam vyapetapi pritamana punastvam tad eva me rupam idam prapasya. You have been perturbed and bewildered by seeing this horrible feature of mine. Now let it be finished. My devotees, be freed again from all disturbances. With a peaceful mind, you can now see the form you desire. Okay? So he says, my devotee, be free from all disturbance. Don't be worried. Don't get confused. Now I will just calm your mind. I'll show you the form which you desire. See, desire. So Arjuna desired, or Arjuna asked to see the form Krishna showed. Okay. So we need to desire to see that form of the Lord. Not only desire, work for it. So here you can see the Shankha Chakra Gada Padma form, and then Krishna shows the two-handed form. Sanjay said to Dhritarashtra, now live commentary is going on, right? The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, while speaking thus to Arjuna, displayed his four-armed form and at last showed his two-armed form, thus encouraging the fearful Arjuna. So at last, he showed the original two-hand form. He says that, Krishna says that this is my eternal form. Now Arjuna is happy to see the two-handed form. And even demigods, they could not see the two-hand form. When Arjuna saw Krishna in his original form, he said, oh Janardana, seeing this human-like form, so very beautiful, I'm now composed in mind and I'm restored to in my original nature. Okay, so this is, it looks like human form because we also have two hands, two legs, same thing. And so Avjananti Mamuda Manishim Tanamashridam, they don't know when the fools deride when the Lord comes in human form. But it's not normal human. He's not just normal human, right? The Supreme Personality of Godhead. Prabhupada always used this term to prove that he's not just a normal person like us. And the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, this form of mine you are seeing now is very difficult to behold. Even the demigods are even seeking the opportunity to see this form which is so dear, the two-handed form. Brahma also got bewildered when Krishna was eating prasad in the forest of Vrindavan, and he did the Brahma Vimohan Leela. Indra was bewildered when that Govardhan Leela happened, right? So the demigods, they were also like waiting to see the two-handed form. Sometimes they also get bewildered, and Krishna says, this form is very difficult to see. Sudu darshanam. That means it's very difficult to see the two-handed form. Only pure devotees can see it. Now you might ask, so Krishna was in two-handed form in the Kurukshetra battlefield, right? All of them, Duryodhana, everyone saw him like that. But they saw him as a normal person. They didn't understand that he's the supreme personality of Godhead. Seeing Krishna means just not seeing his form, understanding who he is in tattva, in truth. So the Lord says that, slide is not clear, that we have to, whatever austerities, anything you perform, that's not the way to see Krishna. It's only by bhakti. Bhaktyatva ananya sakya aham evam vido Arjuna jnatum drashtum cha tatvena praveshtum cha parantapa. My dear Arjuna, only by undivided devotional service can I be understood as I am, standing before you, and can thus be seen directly. Only in this way can he enter into the mysteries of my understanding. Only by undivided devotional service. Okay, so anyone knows the story of Sakshi Gopal? What happened? Who's Sakshi Gopal? And Sakshi means witness. So the Lord came as a witness. For whom? No? Don't know the story? No one knows? Yes, Anusha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. So there were two Brahmanas. One was a younger one and one was the older one. The older one had two sons, I guess, and one daughter.
Yes.
And this younger Brahmana was actually serving the old Brahmana. So that old Brahmana, seeing the younger Brahmana's service, he gave a word that he will marry his daughter to him. So there were nobody, I mean, no persons, I mean, no living entities were present, but only the Krishna's deity was present there.
Yes.
So, thinking of that deity as the Sakshi, so those Brahmanas, we're talking about about the marriage. So that younger Brahmana told that no, it is not possible. But instead of saying like that, even the elder Brahmana, even though he insisted that he wants his daughter to marry to him. So after few days, what happened was that this younger Brahmana went to the elder Brahmana's home to ask that, you promised me that you are going to give your daughter, marry your daughter to me, but you're not doing that. But the elder Brahmana was afraid. I mean, the elder Brahmana already told to his family that I have promised to this younger Brahmana that I'm going to marry your daughter. But her brothers and his wife were very, very angry on that Brahmana, telling that how can you give such words to the younger Brahmana? So they were against it. So when the younger Brahmana came to their home and asked that what happened? The elder Brahmana was, he was quiet. He was not uttering a word. So this younger Brahmana could not prove it at that moment. But he again went to the deity of Krishna, and he wanted Krishna that he told Krishna that you were the Sakshi, the witness what the talks happened between me and the elder Brahmana. So you should come with me and you should give the witness to everybody. That means Sakshi to everybody. So the Krishna deity talked to the younger Brahmana, telling that I will come with you, I will walk, but just one condition, that you shouldn't turn back. Then when they were walking, Krishna's ankle bell that was ringing. So at one point, after the Brahmana reached the village, he looked back. Then Krishna stood there only. So he called all the villagers and proved that the talks were actually true, because Krishna came from there, the younger Brahmana.
Yes, very good. So initially when the Brahmana was saying that, can you please come and be a witness? And the Lord is like, no, I can't come. so I can't come and I can't walk. And then the younger Brahmana says, if a deity can talk, why can't he walk? Then because he didn't see him, he see Gopal as just a statue, Pradima Nahi to Sakshal Brajendra Nandan. It's not just a deity. You know the story of Udupi, where the Lord turned for Kanagadas. So all this proves that it's not just a stone. People might believe like that. If you believe that's a stone, it will be a stone for you. But if you think the deity, the deities at your home or a picture is not just a picture or a deity, a stone, it's not made up of earth, marble or brass or something, it's the Lord himself, then he reciprocates the same way. So the younger Brahmana was so attached, he's a pure devotee. He's like, I don't have any other witness, you come and give witness. So the Lord came as a sakshi or a witness and gave the proof that yes, in front of me, the elder Brahmana promised to give your daughter in marriage to the younger Brahmana. And finally, the younger Brahmana gets married to that girl. So he didn't get married for his sense gratification. He wanted to prove that the Lord is not just a deity. So the Lord came to give sakshi. Just imagine. So that's the pure devotee, the devotional service of the devotee attracts the Lord. So Krishna says, my dear Arjuna, only by undivided devotional service can I be understood as I am. Bhaktya mam abhijanati. Right? So standing before you and can thus be seen directly. Only in this way can you enter into the mysteries of my understandings. Right? So in order to know the Lord, there's no other way. Sudama was so poor. He was not rich. So richness is not a criteria. Kubja was ugly. Beauty is not a criteria, right? And then Gajendra was in the form of an animal. Then Prahlad was born in a demonic family. So nothing matters if you sincerely want to know the Lord through your undivided devotional service. Undivided. That means what? You should not have different reasons to do devotional service, or you expecting different profits from the Lord. No, undivided means unalloyed or unflinching or ahituki apradihata, unmotivated and uninterrupted. And this is a very important verse. And Prabhupada comments give a nice purport to this verse, almost like 4-page, saying that this is a very important verse. All of you, I request all of you to read the purport. Very important. Mat karma krit mat paramo mat bhakta sangavarjita nirvaira sarvabhudeshu yasa mam eti pandava. So a few things Krishna mentioned here. Mat karma, work for him. Mat paramo mat bhakta, become his devotee. Sangavarjita, lose all the non-devotee association. And nirvaira means be equal to all. Sarva bhudeshu. Then you become close to the Lord. My dear Arjuna, one who is engaged in my pure devotional service, free from the contaminations of the previous activities and from mental speculation, who is friendly to every living entity, certainly comes to me. Who is this in this picture? Who is the Vishnu Dudas taking?
Dhruv Maharaj?
No. Dhruv Maharaj was just 5-year-old boy, no? This is grown up. These Vishnu Dudas had come before also once.
Ajamila.
Very good, Ajamila.
Sorry. Yeah.
Okay, that was Ajamila, yes. And Vishnu Dudas come actually. Initially also they came along with Yamadudas. The same Vishnu Dudas came and now gave a second chance. And then what did he do? Initially he was doing a lot of simple activities, but later on Ajamila went to Haridwar and did a lot of austerities and did devotional service, right? So if you're engaged in pure devotional service means anya abhidashita shunya, no other desires. When you go to Nectar of Devotion, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu study, you will learn of the symptoms of pure devotional service. Pure devotional service means not expecting anything in return, just want to please the Lord, just for the Lord's sake, you do devotional service, not for your sake, and you don't ask any material things. So only by then we'll be able to know the Lord. So this loka is the essence of Bhagavad Gita. Okay, Prabhupada mentions is the essence of Bhagavad Gita because it proves the characteristics of Ananya Bhakti. Ananya Bhakti means unflinching faith and unflinching devotional service. Mat karma krit means engage in doing my work. Work for the Lord. or else give up the fruits of activities for the Lord. Nishkama karma yoga. Mat karma krit, working for the Lord. Then he says, Mat paramo, make me as the supreme goal. Krishna as the supreme goal. And mat bhakta, engage in my devotional service. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. And Sangha Varjita means free from contamination of fruitive acts and mental speculation. And Nirvaira Sarvabhuteshu, friendly to all living beings. So these are 5 aspects seen in this sloka. That is Mat Karma Krit, engage in working for the Lord. Mat Paramo, make him as the Supreme Lord. Mat Bhakta, become his devotee, engage in devotional service. Sangha Varjita, free from all non-devotee association and mental speculation. And Nirvaira Sarva Bhudeshu means friendly to all living beings. So these are 5 things we are supposed to do. Mat Karma Krit, work for him. And Mat Paramo, make him the goal, right? Then Mat Bhakto, become his devotee by doing devotional service. Lord said this lot of time. Man mana bhava mat bhakto. Krishna is like, become my devotee, and still we're not becoming his devotee. So this easy way to go back. And Sangha Varjita, relieve all this mental speculation and non-devotee association. And then Nirvaira Sarva Bhudeshu, be friendly to all. So this essence, only the most purified devotional service, free from jnana and karma, executed without envy, can bring one to the understanding of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Right? Sarvapadi vinipuktam tatparatvena nirmala rishikena rishikesh sevanam, when your senses are involved in Krishna's service. And then you should also be freed from jnana and karma. Jnana karma dhanavritam. Okay? Anyabhilashida shunyam jnana karma dhanavritam. Anukulena krishnana shinnam bhaktiruttam. So that's what Nectar of Devotion says. Okay? So in the first 8 slokas, Arjuna requested to Krishna, please show the universal form. Till now you have said the theory, Krishna. Now we want practical. So Krishna gives a trailer description of his universal form. But Arjuna, it's going to be like this, and a lot of colors, a lot of heads and everything. Don't be scared. It's a trailer. And then from 9 to 31 verse, Sanjaya describes the universal form. He could see because he's Vyasadev's disciple. And then 32 to 34, Krishna says, Kalosmi Loga Ananyakat, that he is the time and it destroys everything and become my instrument. That is Nimitta Matram Bhavasavya Sachin. 35 to 46, Arjuna is offering prayers. Oh, sorry, Krishna, I called you many words. Hey Krishna, hey Adava, hey Saka, please. And then only pure devotional service can attract Krishna. That's the way to reach the Lord. Okay, so the last sloka, this sloka is very important to understand the essence of Bhagavad Gita. Mat karma krit, mat paramo, mat bhakta sangha varjita, nirvaira sarva bhudeshu, yasai mam eti pandava. Mat karma, do his work for Krishna. Mat paramo, make him the goal. Mat bhakta, become his devotee by doing devotional service. Sangha varjita, leave all non-devotee association. Nirvaira sarva bhudeshu, see everyone equal. That's the stage. Pandita Samadarshina, a pure devotee sees everyone equal because he sees the Paramatma in everyone. And Sangha Varjita is described in so many ways. In Nectar of Instruction also it says, Jana Sangasya Laulyam Chashadvid Bhakti Vinashiti. So Jana Sangha, the association of non-devotees had to be given up. Okay, so this is the characteristics of Ananya Bhakti. If we have to do that pure bhakti, then most of our bhakti is karma mishrita, jnana mishrita. We are not doing pure bhakti, but pure devotional service will attract even Krishna. Pure devotional service have so many characteristics. Pure devotional service is rarely achieved. Pure devotional service is the beginning of all auspiciousness. And pure devotional service destroys all material miseries. And pure devotional service make you transcendently happy. And pure devotional service is the only way to attract Krishna. And a pure devotee rejects even mukti, moksha, when compared to a pure devotional service. He wants devotional service. Okay, so this is the important verse of this chapter. All of you, please fill the attendance form. It's very important. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.